because, this is the new world. This is AI in everything, essentially. And there is so many things that we have done in AI, and so many people are doing it. And every day there are so many things that are happening in this particular marketplace. Very hard to even keep up with this particular market. Sometimes maybe something that we miss out that we need to take advantage of. So I'm going to jump right into a few things specifically focused on small, medium enterprises within New York and New York City area, because this is a large one. There are over 300,000 new organizations, new companies come in New York City. They incorporate within New York. And then within that, within 5 boroughs, you have about 30,000 comes up every year, brand new ones. So now with the advent of AI, there is a significant amount of technology advantage that can provide enablement. So what are the things that you can do? I have a few questions. I'm gonna just kind of like go through these questions that I hear from a lot of people and answer those questions. So the number one question is, how can the small medium enterprises in New York attract and retain AI and cloud talent in a competitive market? It's very, very hard to keep those talents who know AI, how to use it, how to implement it, and what to do with it. So if we look at this, there is a fundamental generational gap where the talents are coming from. Before you offered a job, people took a job, they got money for it, they got rewarded for it. That was kind of the way people worked for you. Now people are more interested, this generation, Gen Z and afterwards, they're extremely interested in their career progression, in the awareness of what they have surrounding them. And if they believe in that company, not only believe in the company to pay for it, to compensate for it, but actually believe in the company that is for the right cause and good cause. So essentially, you have to have a culture set up. And the culture must be, take advantage of later technologies, take advantage of the new initiatives, new ideas, breakthrough ideas coming into the marketplace. This is a diverse and inclusive environment. So you have to have a culture of diversity, inclusiveness, innovation, and breaking those barriers. That's kind of like first, it has to show up. And then people become really interested in the AI talents that you can get into. Second thing is, when you're looking for the AI and cloud talents, if you're always looking for experienced, like somebody has more than 10 years experience, it's very hard to find those because of the fact that AI, the generative AI, especially, and the large language models that has practical use are only 2 years old. So you can't find people with a 5, 10 years experience. You have to look at the people who are culturally fit within your organization, as well as secondarily who wants to make something, who wants to break something, who wants to make a difference, and also build a brand, essentially. So that's one of the things that you want to think about. And again, everybody wants to build a brand with AI. Now it's very hard to compensate only compensation only attractiveness. Again, I talked about that before. So the way that you need to offer, okay, when you come in here, every day there is something new with AI that we do. Every day there is something new with the cloud native applications we do. Yeah, and you learn something practical, and you talk to our customers, or we'll have our internal initiatives such as the ones that George actually offered. Like George said, that we do the webinars and hackathons and connect with the community as such, as well as make a difference in customers' environment all the time. He talked about the Collab AI. Collab AI is a fundamental platform where anybody can test their ideas using AI. So providing them with all the tools ready made where they can make a difference would be one of the big criteria I found out that talents from recruiting and retaining AI and cloud talents. Second thing, if you're building something, don't only build for the sake of what people have asked for. Go break some barriers. Go do something that is people have not thought about. And if you're doing it as an organization, talents will stay with you for a long time, much, much longer than traditional breakaway. The training resources that AWS offers for SMEs and others are various. Yeah, of course, you can start from YouTube, where the AWS reInvent videos are published. Reinvent videos are extremely important because that's their annual conference where 70,000 plus people participate every year. learn from them, showcase their solutions, come up with new concepts and ideas, break through market as such. Like, for example, if you look at AWS, what they have done recently, they announced Bedrock. Because one of the biggest concern with the AI is data privacy, data security, intellectual property protection, as well as, wrong toxicity, hallucination, all of those barriers that we have within AI as a result that what we can do. So with that, AWS came up with a privacy model, private AI model, which is using their Bedrock. And of course, you can use ChatGPT, but AWS has a deeper relationship with Anthropic, offers that directly within your, they call it your account, your virtual private network, and with your own data set. And they have been doing it from day one. So learning those things from reInvent videos, getting introduced to it, and also do some certification, specifically a cloud practitioner, learning more about it, and AI competencies, specifically data area as well as the solution side. In the next slide, we are talking about basically, I learned it, I know what they offer. What can we actually do really for a successful implementation? Now, this is where AWS comes far ahead of anybody else, because AWS offers continuous innovation in an iterative mode. AWS, a lot of services that AWS offers 12 months for free. You want to build something cloud native and scale infinitely when your customers come. That would be extremely important to try out. And if you don't need it, you need to get rid of it. How do you do that thing? And this, having that iterative innovation mindset, culture of innovation mindset, is extremely important. You can read up on the AWS culture also in various places. Now, where do you learn these things? AWS actually provides skill academy. AWS provides, if you are a university student, AWS academy program and such, where you can actually go subscribe. If you are a student, most of those services are for free for you. If you are an SME, you can start with it for free and scale. A lot of those services you get 12 months for free. Some of the services potentially unlimited time for free and get additional credits. So giving you an example, I have a customer, it's a fintech customer. They are trying to build something, and they're trying to build something in their laptop, in their private cloud. Now, when I was talking to them, I found out, hold on, AWS has so many tools, 200 plus services, and a lot of services are already built for them they can utilize. Like, for example, AWS has something called Amazon Connect, meaning that I need a call center. Everything is virtually ready. Literally, you can start in minutes. And I showed that customer how to do it, and they were able to, while we were in the meeting, they were able to set up their Amazon Connect account and actually were able to receive customer support calls, chat, interactions, various interactions, and then they were able to add AI to it potentially. So that kind of services takes a long time, and this particular customer now have grown significantly. Actually, they have, I believe, virtual agent wise 20 plus agents. It's a small company, but most of those things they provide customer support with various, it's a transportation related things. It's a fintech organization, but it's focused on transportation for underprivileged people. Now, another company, they wanted to use essentially machine learning, recommendation engine, predictive model, and such. These are the things already built into AWS. The third company customer is a healthcare company. They needed a regulated environment. So AWS provide healthcare cloud. Basically, you want to build something, you can build in any virtual machine, but if you build it in AWS healthcare cloud, that is scalable, and it also meets the regulatory compliances, the components that you need to meet to get to the market. And once they have done it, when they went to their customers, the customers, oh, okay, where are you running it? Are you compliant? But when you tell them that, okay, you have a BIA with the customer, with AWS, and this is a HIPAA compliant, and this runs in AWS Healthcare Cloud, boom, you are ready. Typical things that you might have to do in 30 days or such. Now, the key challenges and learning, because of the fact AWS has so many services, you really have to understand how to use it. Sometimes, yes, we hear it right, a lot of time, if the architecture is not right, there is a lot of gaps. The price could be tremendously challenging. Security, it could be challenging. But AWS provides the tools like well-architected framework review. So you work with organization like SJ Innovation and others that actually can architect your application properly. And so the biggest challenge happened, have you done it right? And ask AWS. You can use the AWS solution architects, mentors, and the partners, and use those solution factory. Basically start using those things from, instead of building from scratch, these are ready-made things, and you can start your business. Typical benefit that AWS gives you, you can start with a solution they already provide within a few days versus build it for months, and then it might or might not work if you start from scratch. But once you grow to a certain point, if you want to build your own, fantastic, go do it. But it gives you that iterative capabilities wherever you need to come up with something. You got a problem, you need a solution, those are there. What incentives available? There is a lot of incentives available. If you're starting a new business, basically you have a $100,000 AWS credit you can get from AWS Activate, which is very big program, very good program, and you can go through this process and you can understand it. And also, if once you build a solution, you go through well-architected framework review or wafer, and you can get $5,000 credit in your monthly bill, basically whatever the charge AWS does. In addition, like for AI, you have special credit for AI. They always launch something. Recently they have launched something for specifically for climate action, and they are providing $200,000 worth of credit, $100,000 cash and $100,000 AWS credit. And there is so much more you get from mentorship and guidance support. So these all are available to you, for especially for the small business, and when you migrating, you get tremendous amount of support as well as tremendous amount of grades. Sometimes it could be as high as 30% of your overall annual bill. So mostly financially, then technically, mentoring guidance as well. Also, every year you can run those trusted advisor, they call it, which provides you, if your architecture is right, for 6 different pillars, including cost efficiency, security, resiliency, sustainability. Okay, if we go to the next slide, and I'll talk about how can you future-proof your business. Now, if you think about that, AI is must. Not only must, if you're not using AI, you possibly will be out of business in 3 to 6 months. So the runway has been significantly short. But at the same time, if you properly use AI, whatever the efficiency you can get times, like 2 times or up to 10 times more efficiency. We were able to do, like, for example, if you're in New York, this is something that we're talking about, customer support. Whenever your customer calls, you need to support that customer in 20 plus languages. 20 plus languages, because New Yorkers, it's a very diverse community and all inclusive, and a lot of people are coming in with the amazing ideas, and you have to support all of them. How do you support 20 plus languages? You might think it costs a lot of money, but using those AWS tools, using the AI, current AI availability, using those workflow automations, using that Bedrock solutions that AWS provide, using that Amazon Connect, if you use some of those tools and services that AWS does, you can literally start a multilingual 15 plus languages, full translation, full comprehension, provide your customer support benefit without a single person from day one in a few hours, let's say in a week or 2. And then you can scale for production, let's say within 2 months. That's very hard to come by. And this is really a simple, easy example. You want to protect your data, keep your data private. So you can keep within your VPC or virtual private cloud within AWS and run most of the AI tools right from there. Of course, AWS has a marketplace. You can purchase the stuff from marketplace directly, from your data engineering, from your data architecture, from your data science, from AI engineering, AI science, and AI ops. All of those tools are currently available. So these are almost readily available, and a lot of customers are continuously building on top of it. What emerging AI technologies on AWS should New York-based SMEs be aware of? Especially your core applications, what they need to do to support your end customers and your internal employee to gain productivity. You have the large set of solutions and applications available. So what it does, For example, let's say Anthropic came up with something called MCP, which is Model Context Protocol, to provide next generation AIs and also agentic AIs. Now, Anthropic is native to AWS within Bedrock. So you have within your primary area, instead of buying it separately, you can just buy right through AWS, manage everything through there. Now you are providing Lambda, which is the serverless support. You have a one particular workflow. You need to go out, do something, and come back to that AI. It's already built into there. So you don't have to go beyond AWS to do it. You can control all of your environment. Now, while you are doing AI and data, you need some other process. You need, like, let's say, e-commerce site. You need some predictive modeling. You need some recommendation engine. So when people come to your website, buy something, now you want to add a significant intelligence, some tertiary intelligence, some AI intelligence, some machine learning models, and something that you might have built yourself, your model. So you can start actually training and learning and applying all of those. Now, AWS not only provides you the software solution that we can provide as a partner, SJ Innovation can provide as a partner, but it also provides the hardware solution, because a lot of now with the DeepSeek as well as the quantized GGUF AI models, you can download that AI, train for your model, your application with your data, and actually run it locally. To do that, AWS actually has offers, like, we know the GPU servers are very costly. While AWS offers the GPU servers, they also provide server specifically for training, the Trainium based servers, also for inferencing, Inferentia, which is the inference particularly purpose built for running inference models. So not only the hard software solutions and the application solution, deeper into it, it provides the hardware solutions that is extremely cost effective, multiple times, like 1/4 of the cost. And also sometimes, even if you want the GPU service, might not be even available to scale. Now you have those native capabilities. You need to test out your models, make sure that it actually runs properly over there, or you can fine tune them, work with AWS, work with the partners like ourselves to get to that model, get to that scalable component of it. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Amal at this moment, and he will talk about the cloud native solutions that we provide from AWS. Amal, all yours.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Zaman. It was wonderful summarization what you have done. So thanks for the attendance joining this session. I have just put down a few slides here just to give an overview. Me as a technical manager, normally what do I cover up with my team and provide solutions to the client. So I do remember I worked with Mr. Zaman since 2018, where he brought me into AWS, and we were exploring different services. Since then, I'm exploring this, and we are quite aware about all these services, which I've listed down here on the slide. So, like AWS Forecast, which can help in forecasting different analytics side of it. Amazon Personalize will actually help you in the recommendation side of it. Recognition, obviously, the object detection. SageMaker is again similar to Personalize. Amazon Lex, it's more about like chatbots where you can use it. There's Text Extract, wherein you can document summarizations you can do. There's Policy, it's more about detection again, and AWS Comprehend. Comprehend is actually Mr. Zaman already covered doing the sentiment analysis, AWS Transcribe. Most of the projects we use these services commonly to provide the solutions to the client, which I will cover in the next slide. Yeah, George, please. Yeah, so I have listed down few use cases, especially I'm into this industry wherein I work most with the e-commerce websites and providing solutions to the client on the e-commerce domain. So fewer use cases like, for example, if you have to upload any product related info and you're searching for the huge database where the similar products you are interested in, then you can use this Amazon recognition wherein you upload the image, it recognizes similar products and it gives you the recommendations. We also did some recommendations like Amazon Personalize, wherein based on gender, geolocation, actually you try to give suggestions to the customer. So Amazon Personalize was used as a recommendation. We actually tried it in 2019, 20 and provided to one of our customer. With Alexa skills, obviously voice-enabled shopping, wherein you put your audio, wherein you tell your demand and similar related details which are there matching to it will be showcased as recommendations to you. In this case, both ways, what happens is you get more client interaction, and the amount of time the client is on the website, it's the probability of your cart and the checkout is more. So this is how we try to engage the customer more on the e-commerce business. Operational efficiency through AI, obviously, you try to, the admin or the stake, they try to forecast the inventories when they go out of stock. So there was a case wherein the inventory goes out of stock, then there was a huge delay to make sure suddenly there is huge demand and suddenly there is out of stock. So the bridging the gap between the two has to be reduced. So you normally do when which part of the year or which months or which seasons or festive seasons you try to have there is high demand, and the same it tries to analyze, the forecast will make sure the previous orders which have been placed for last few years, it will check and give you a trend wherein when there is high demand. So accordingly, you can create a back order. So the inventory is already been there in this stock. Amazon SageMaker, already with the AI coming into picture, Amazon SageMaker has these different models available already, which gives them suggestions. You can select any of them, whether it's from Amazon AI 21, whether it is from Anthropic, you can select and you can train the model, and you can give the, you can derive whether, for example, you can do it for customer reviews. You can derive whether the product was good. If the n number of customer reviews are there, you can summarize the reviews accordingly, whether it is specific product wise, even the vendor who is selling, whether it's really based on all the reviews for that vendor, whether the vendor is giving a quality product or not. So this type of suggestions can be made and the conclusions can be made, and we have provided so similar solutions like that to the customer. Yeah, and maybe next. Yeah, so recently we have done few projects into financial domain as well. I think in 2020 we did one project for one of the credit union wherein we had to check the credit score, and it was all the API based, which was we used to hit it to the API, the third party application, wherein your financial data used to be sent over, and it used to read your all bank stats, and it used to give us back with the API response as whether the credit score is good for applying the next loan or not. But ultimately the decision was made back to the admin team, like, the actual the people who sanctioned the loan. So they had to manually process all the data. So it was a huge time consuming. The loan process used to take a lot of delay. But we, at that moment, we did, made sure that we actually just do the implementation of hitting the API and getting back the response. But while now AI coming into picture, this surely reduces their manual efforts. It directly gives them, yes, this is a legit or the valid candidate. He can be approved based on his history, and AI actually checks that. Intelligent, so I already covered the second point. Intelligent credit decision making is already done by the AI itself. It depends on different models. You have to be a little bit cautious while selecting the models based on different scenarios. Some are text generation, some are text summarization. So you'll have to define between the two. AI-powered investment strategies, obviously, like for example, Amazon forecast for market trends, predictions. Obviously, there's one project which is there wherein we actually, where there is investment, the customers invest into certain banks, so stocks. So actually, the prediction analysis is being done. It reads the social media, the feeds, RSS feeds of the news blogs and websites and the apps, and it would fetch that and collectively predict you and summarize you based on different platforms specifically or even collectively together to give you the customers a suggestion where they can invest in a better way at the right time. So the trends would be displayed. Similarly, the other ones. So their portfolio is performing good. So the customers can make better decisions here. So these type of features are provided. We are working on those type of solutions to the customers. Next use case, I think the next slide, George. Yeah. So into pharma, we already have few projects into pharmaceutical where we have used Amazon Personalize, as I already mentioned. Treatment recommendations, it already does analysis of some scans which are done as given as an inputs as images, and then later on it gives you the recommendations like what could be the possibility of those scans, what it could be a cancer or it could not be a cancer. So all those are done based on the models which we select specifically for this pharma. If I see Amazon Bedrock itself has some paid models which are other than the predefined ones. There are paid models which are dedicatingly supported for pharma, wherein you can train those models based on your data sets and get this output. While Amazon Lex for medication reminders and chatbots, obviously Lex is like more about chat and prompt and also keeping setting reminders. So this tool can be used if someone has some healthcare related issue and then needs reminders, whether appointments or any service of medical delivery, those tablets or whatever medications you need on time. So this can be contributed or customized per user for a customer on that platform. While data privacy and HIPAA compliance also comes into picture, I see like we already have this VPC, as Mr. Zaman already mentioned, right? Have other security and reliability. AWS itself it's been secure and reliable. So obviously they have this HIPAA compliance already taken care of it. And with little bit of Amazon Q is something new service which is come into picture, like wherein you can actually create an assistant which can guide you with proper well architect and secure architecture on that. Yeah, obviously cost optimization. I think I'll maybe later if any questions are there. Otherwise, I'll speak up on the cost of. Obviously, security, reliability, cost optimization are the few pillars of AWS. So it already covers that aspect of it.